Westchester County, New York. I'm on a mission to talk to 914 people in the 914. Today I'm in Thornwood at Salsa Fresca to talk to one of the owners, John, who's an Ardsley native and a current Yonkers resident. We talk about growing up in Westchester, how Salsa Fresca came to be and how there's now 19 locations, and of course, some of his favorite spots in Westchester. So let's head inside and have an awesome conversation.
No need to be in the middle, just keep pushing forward. Grateful for all that's around here in the 914.
Where in Westchester are you from, and what are some of your memories?
So I was born and raised in Ardsley,
Okay.
and some of my favorite memories are eating arguably the best pizza in the area.
Where's that? In Ardsley?
It was in Ardsley. Yeah, it was a guy named Tom from Sicily.
Okay.
And he made the best Sicilian pizza that I've ever had, and I still can't find any Sicilian pizza that compares to it.
Okay.
And yeah, really some other memories are just my group of friends that have been lifelong friends. And, I'm 52 now and we're still hanging out.
That's awesome.
So, small town, but surrounded by a lot of cool things to do,
Did you go to the Ardsley schools? Or?
Ardsley schools, went through the whole school system.
Nice.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time in that, I think it's the Ardsley High School parking lot. There's a skate park there now. So when I was a teenager, I spent a lot of time there just for that skate park.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Man, we didn't have that, Yeah, growing up in the 80s, we had, we didn't have all the things that they have now. There wasn't karate dojos. There wasn't acting courses you can take. There was really just surrounded by sports.
Okay.
And so I grew up swimming, playing Little League, football, basketball, and that's what everyone was really focused on. So in today's day and age, I think that it's just phenomenal that there's so many more choices for people to get out and experience different things other than sports.
Yeah, for sure. That's awesome. Let's talk about Salsa Fresca and how this all got started.
Okay.
Did it start in Westchester? Did it start elsewhere? How did this get going?
So I'll make a long story pretty short. In the 90s, I lived in San Diego. I played in a band, and I had many other jobs. Worked as a bouncer, worked in a sign shop. And growing up in New York, we had pizza and deli sandwiches to eat. And it was, when I landed in San Diego, it was a drop-in replacement for a quick bite to eat was the burrito. A different style of burrito, like what we're doing now.
Okay.
It was really like hot ingredients, a little bit smaller, but on every street corner in San Diego, you can get a burrito. So I threw out the pizza, the deli sandwiches I couldn't find. So I became seriously addicted to the burrito, the quesadilla, Mexican food in general. And I also fell in love with the Mexican culture. I went to visit Mexico, a lot of times, 50 times maybe. I would go down to Mexico, these little villages, and I would eat fish tacos, carne asada street tacos. And I fell in love with it. So my wife was living out there with me at the time. And when we decided to pack it up and move back to New York, I told her on our drive back that I want to open up a taqueria, a burrito shop, just like they have in San Diego.
Yeah.
And because I knew it just didn't exist here.
Right.
Growing up, in the late 70s, early 80s, we had a Taco Bell on Central Avenue in Yonkers.
They're still there.
It's still there, yeah. And that's all I knew about Mexican food.
Right.
And then we had a Mexican restaurant called the Cantina off the Sawmill. So that's really all I knew. So long story short, when I moved back here, I knew that that was my goal. I wanted to, but I knew I needed to make money fast. So I started a sign company, and I operated the sign company for maybe 10, 15 years. I can't remember. On the side at night, I would work on the concept of Salsa Fresca, still knowing that we had no competitors. I didn't even know Chipotle existed. I didn't know Moe's existed. I didn't know Qdoba existed. I didn't know these fast casual Mexican places were coming. So my wife and I moved up to a little town in northern Dutchess County called Millerton, and I met Seth Herschel and Mark Miles, and I had asked them that if they wanted to join me on my venture, because I knew a lot of the things that I'm good at, but I didn't, I wanted to go in it with some people that, had some expertise in some other areas.
Correct.
And they were super psyched. They didn't even want to look at my business plan. They were like, we're in. So we started a proof of concept in Millerton. It was exactly the way it is now. Well, we changed a few things. In the beginning, we were doing a little more authentic. Like we were taking whole chickens and stewing them and pulling them picadillo style, getting the dark meat, the light meat. And we quickly realized like we had to change that and do like clean chicken breast. Just, I don't know, maybe 2 years ago, we did add a chicken thigh meat.
Yeah.
A little spicy. The chicken thigh meat has a little more fat content. It's just juicier. It's, a lot of people like that better. I didn't open up the proof of concept to just open up one. I wanted to open up, a lot of them, many of them. And then we realized that Chipotle, someone said, have you been to this Chipotle? And I was like, no, but tell me more. So I dropped everything. I drove to Manhattan. I was like, oh, look at these guys. They're a behemoth now.
Right.
And I realized that they're actually helping us because I spent a couple of years trying to educate people on what a burrito is, what a quesadilla is. It's not called a quesadilla, it's a quesadilla. And there was that process of trying to educate people. Some people knew what it was. But Chipotle came and they really kind of helped, educate. And because a lot of people know who they are.
And they had a lot of money behind them.
They had a lot of money. I mean, McDonald's bought them and blew them up. And McDonald's, I think, divested from them. But nonetheless, I realized that they helped us to educate the people and help soften the blow on the American Northeast palate to accept Mexican flavors. Yeah, so now we have 19 restaurants. 5 of them are being built right now, and they'll open in like probably no more than 2 months. They should all be open. This store that we're here now in Thornwood is our latest restaurant that we opened. We have a great team. We have great food, and we cook everything in each restaurant on site. Every salsa, every salad dressing, nothing is coming pre-cooked and heated up.
Amazing.
So we really stand by that, and that's what we see our future doing. We don't see anything being trucked in. The only thing that's trucked in is raw ingredients.
Right.
And another thing that we've done since day 2 was instill a program, a 20% employee profit sharing program. So every quarter, 4 times a year, we save our profits and we dole out 20% to everybody who works here.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's something new. People looked at us like, well, why would you do that? We just, my partners and I wanted to build a better business, and a better place to work. So, I'd like to say it's because of that, but we have people that, have been working here since day one. I mean, Sarah Miles is our first employee ever in Millerton. And now she's our director of new store openings, and she's gone through almost every role in the business. That 20% profit share is something that we just feel good about. It's like a family.
Right.
We don't want to become this corporate greedy restaurant where it's a revolving door for employees.
That's amazing.
We truly want to keep them.
That's
and we want to
amazing.
cultivate them. So we've also done some things like Sarah's husband, Lester. He was an early employee at our second restaurant, and we made him a co-partner on our West Hartford, Connecticut location.
Cool.
So we want to create a path for people to grow and not just say we're going to build a career for you, but we actually want to build a career. We want to make it like, I work at a place that cares, and I work at a place that I can see myself growing. You know, here in Thornwood, we have David, who's the general manager, and he started in on a Mamaroneck location, and he started in, I think, high school, David. So we cultivated him. Now he's in charge of our newest store, and
That's amazing.
you know, he makes I don't know how much he makes, but he makes good money. You know, he's very young. So
Yeah.
I know I didn't make that money when I was his age. So yeah, that's kind of the quick story. I
think that's like something that everyone wishes more, especially the working people wish more places like this would do. You know, big chain places. It's like giving back to the people that are helping you build this thing instead of like taking as much out of them as humanly possible. You know?
Yeah, it wasn't. I consciously, you know, I
Yeah.
fully believe that if you're going to build a business, just do it better. You know,
Yeah,
do it
of
better than
course.
what's been done before.
Of course.
Especially the restaurant business. It could be a burnout job.
It's a tough gig, you know.
It's a tough-
You got to deal with people all day, and that's
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
great. It can be great, and it can also be very difficult. So
Yeah. And I've always said, you know, we're selling burritos, tacos, quesadillas, but we're selling ourselves. We're in the people business.
Yep.
Let's keep that up. You know,
love that.
people come in, we should be thanking them. You know, and we do.
Yeah, I love that. That's amazing.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
yeah.
Very cool. How many locations of Salsa Fresca are in Westchester?
Let me do the math.
Yeah.
6 locations.
6 locations. Okay,
Yeah,
great. So
yeah.
6 locations around Westchester and even a little north. So there's a lot of places that people could check this out wherever they may be in the county.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you know what? We've always had our eye on southern Westchester,
Mhm.
Central Avenue, Yonkers, but we haven't found anything that is really great down there yet.
Gotcha. Very cool. Name 3 of your favorite spots in Westchester.
Okay. Let's see. I would say my first favorite spot is anywhere on the Hudson.
Anywhere on the Hudson.
Anywhere on the Hudson.
Yeah.
Tarrytown, the Irvington Park.
Very
they
nice.
revitalized that.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
phenomenal. Another favorite spot of mine is I would say you know, downtown New Rochelle. You know, it's up and coming. You know, I just drove through there. It's going through this really good revitalization.
Yeah, I love to see that. It's
Yeah.
I went there like maybe 2 months ago, and I was like, they're really building it up.
They're
just
building
like,
it up.
They're trying
Just
to do
like
that.
the Yonkers
I was
waterfront.
gonna say they're trying
Yeah.
to do that in Yonkers
Yeah.
too, with the Lions Gate and everything going on down there. The Yonkers Brewing Company.
And I'm a Yonkers resident, so you know what? I forgot about that. The Lions Gate. I love. If I have any time, I'll drive around because it's very exciting to see that happening.
Yeah, it is.
So I know Mayor Spano has done a huge lift on that, and it's phenomenal to have Lions Gate here. And I would say another favorite spot of mine in Westchester is, and I've only been there a few times, is Turkey Hill in Yorktown.
Turkey Hill.
Climbing up that mountain.
Okay.
And you can see, on a clear day, you see the Manhattan skyline.
Oh, nice.
And it's a hard climb, but when you get to the top, you're pretty rewarded by the views.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. I've never been, actually. I got to check that out.
Yeah, you should.
Cool. Awesome. Well, thanks for doing this.
Yeah.
I appreciate you being on and chatting today.
Yeah, right on.
Cheers,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Cheers. Awesome.
Thank you, AJ.